Today's class is on financial basics. So this is, it is very basic finance. It's just profit versus income. So it's how you can determine, how much you're making on the checks that you receive based off your gross commission income, and then what that actually is going to mean for your bank account. So this is going to be how you can incorporate expenses and cost of sale, and how you can more accurately build yourself a financial plan for the year. So that's the goal of today's class. So we're going to go through the slides, and then if you guys have any questions about anything specific or anything along the way, it's not that many of you, so go ahead and interrupt me. Let me know if there's something you need me to focus on, go back to, whatever, just let me know. All right, so this is, a lot of this stuff is also in the Millionaire Real Estate Agent, which is a book from Gary Keller, which if you guys have not read or have not had a chance to take a look at, highly recommend it. It's got a lot of great information in there. So this is stuff that you've been learning about on the other Ignite classes for the ways to grow your business and then the way to run your business. As you can see, we are right there at the bottom here with manage money. So that is the one that we are focusing on today. So this is just some basic rule of thumb, financial strategies that you want to be implementing in your business. So number one there, like I was talking about, setting a profit goal that funds your big life and then pursuing the activities that achieve it. So what this is the idea of kind of coming up with your like why you're a real estate agent. So like knowing that part of yourself. So whatever it is, I don't pass any judgment. I don't care what it is. If it's something like, oh, I want to have enough money that I can, retire in 25 years, great. If it's like, I want to be able to take care of my kids and my family, great. If it's just, I want to have just a lot of money so that I can just have it, I don't care. Whatever it is, whatever works for you is what you're looking for that why. And then once you have that, you can start thinking, okay, if that's what I want, how much money is it that I'll need for that? So how much money will I need in my bank account at the end of each year so that I can be reaching that why, so that I can be looking at that reason for why I'm selling real estate. So from there, you can work backwards and you can find out what your actual gross commission income should be. And then from there, you can go even further back and see, okay, so then what is the sales volume that I'm going to need in order to get that income? Then, was that a question, Samson, or was that just unmuted? I guess they were unmuted. So that's number one on this habit for financially sound business. Number two is to estimate, save for, and pay your taxes on time. So that is one that you're going to want to refer to a CPA for the specifics there. But basically, because you guys as real estate agents operate as an independent contractor, there's a lot of tax calculation that has to be done on your end, as opposed to having it taken out of your like paychecks. So instead of that, you'll have to pay your taxes directly, and you can get yourself on a quarterly tax plan, or you can just pay it at the end of the year, however you want to handle it. This is just basics. So the tax specifics would have to go to a tax accountant. Number three, use the proven models and systems of the MREA chart of accounts. So that's the Millionaire Real Estate Agent. We're going to get into those models later on in this presentation. Number four, be fiscally savvy by reviewing your financials monthly. That's very important. It's a very great way to stay on top of things, and also a great way to make sure that you're not, letting some expenses that shouldn't be happening, slip by you without you noticing. So it's a great way to stay on top of that And also, because we're going to be going into a breakdown of what the your expenses should be and your cost of sales should be, if you're tracking it monthly, you'll be able to see, oh, at this point, I've kind of reached my quota for how much I'm supposed to be spending on marketing this quarter. I need to either reevaluate my marketing strategy or, sell a house quick so that I can kind of balance this amount out. Number 5, pay yourself a salary. This is also a very important one because there's a lot of agents who think, oh, I've sold a house. My commission on that is $25,000. That's going to be $25,000 in my bank account. But you need to consider the additional things, like we'll be breaking down, the expenses and cost of sales, like I've been talking about, but also the taxes. So a way to, be more fiscally responsible in this regard is to pay yourself a salary based off your income. And then that would be, okay, here's the amount of money that I can spend on whatever. And then, on my, usual, like on rent or on my electric bill, all that sort of stuff. And then here's the additional money, the remaining money that I think needs to go to taxes or needs to go to marketing expenses, that sort of thing. And you can just kind of have that on the side for when tax season comes around. Or, if you at the end find out that there's a difference between what you calculated and what the IRS calculated, then that's just extra money for yourself that you can handle. But having that salary is like creating your own safety net should anything go wrong. And then prepare now for a financially secure future. So that's exactly what I've been talking about so far. So then this is just a quote from Gary Keller from Millionaire Real Estate Agent, which is just, again, connecting yourself to the why, like your reason for pursuing this career. So this is a breakdown, just a more visual way of looking at kind of what I was talking about. You can see on the left an example of what not to do. So house is sold, commission for that amount after you're split with the company. So that's why there's a difference between that 9,000 and the 5,760. So that's the amount that would be written to you directly from escrow or from the office after you've sold a house, would be that value there, that 5,760. And then in this left example, that's going straight to the bank account, straight into the wallet. And what that's missing is the taxes, like I was talking about, and the business expenses. So on the right is an example of how you should be doing it. So you would take the amount and then separate it out. I'm guessing, let me see if I can find out what that value is real quick. Should be something like this. Yeah, so that's 30%, which is a value that we're going to be getting into. So they're saying 30% of your income should be going into your, should be going back into your business in some way. So that's marketing expenses, that's buying signs, business cards, all that sort of stuff. Later on in your careers, that would be like getting an assistant. And then the remaining 60%, or 70%, excuse me, the remaining 70% would go into your bank account, which you would then separate into your tax savings account and for looking at state and federal and self-employment tax. So then that number in the red there, that would be how much would go in your wallet. That would be considered your salary. That 2,419 would be the salary that you would be paying yourself. And then you can see that your salary, 2,419. Meanwhile, you've got a tax savings account that has an additional 30%, and then the business bank account has that remaining 30%. All right, so here it is breaking down again, which is just pretty much what we were talking about. Okay, so here is the model of the millionaire real estate agent, like I was talking about, where you can see your income. The 100% is your gross commission income. So that is, I sold a house for, I sold $1 million house, and I got a 2.5% commission, $25,000. That's your GCI. That's your gross commission income. Sorry, hold on one second. All right, so that 25,000 is your gross commission income, which is the 100%. And then you need to factor in cost of sales, which is like your split with the company. And then operating expenses, which is, like I said, marketing, assistance, all that sort of stuff, leaving you with a net profit of 40%. So this is the ideal economic model, according to Gary Keller. According to Gary Keller, a 40-30-30 breakdown. So we're going to get into those two 30% a little bit more.
I'm sorry, I have a question about the operating expenses.
Go ahead, Safan.
What's that included? Like marketing, advertising?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's what that would be, and just ways to invest in your business. So like building yourself a website, which is something that with KW you can do through KW Command. But if you want to like get some bells and whistles on it, like an MLS search, that would be something that would be investing into your business. So that's the idea there.
Okay, thank you. That's your own expenses. You can spend it your way, not the broker way, right?
That's right.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So then this is just a breakdown of the difference between income and profit. So profit is just income minus expenses. So that's the idea there. And then you can look at it in a more, in a slightly different way on the right, where profit would be your goal. That's again, that why that we were talking about. Expenses is looking at what you are spending on that's going back into your business, and then looking at it from a fiscal point of view to see how can you possibly minimize those expenses even more. Because 30% for your first year in business is it's a very smart way of doing it. But as time goes on, you can probably cut that down even more. If you find that that you're capable with what you have, you can probably cut some of those expenses more. And then income is just think of that as how many homes do I have to sell? And that's something that we'll get into a little bit later, of kind of working backwards from your goal, your profit goal, to what that would mean for how much of your what that would mean for your gross commission income. So that is, so looking at the profit, that's that 40%, and then going backwards, dividing it by 60% to find out what your gross commission should be, and then working backwards from there to find out how much is that in terms of sales volume, and then in the market I'm in, how many houses is that specifically. And just as a note, as we go through this, if you want help with that regard, I'm always happy to help. All I need is your profit goal, and then I can work backwards for you and help you find out all that information, just in case math is not your strong suit in any way. So when we're talking about income, this is what we're talking about specifically, just the different types of income that you can get through real estate. So through listings, through sales, through referrals, and through leases. So now looking at expenses. So we're looking at cost of sale here. So what that is the commission that gets paid to the office. So that is whatever the other side of the split is that you have with the office. So I think most people, when they join the office, it's 70-30. So if that's the case, that's talking about that 30% that goes to the office until you can. So keep that in mind as well when you're doing the breakdown, is that you only have to pay that 30% until you hit your cap. And then you get the entirety of your commission plus just subtracting a $250 processing fee, but you're no longer splitting.
Generally, what is the cap when you're first starting?
The cap generally for our office is 29,000. So that means for you, that would be about 70,000 in income. Once you've hit 70,000, from then on, you would be getting your whole commission afterwards. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Okay. We'll look at something else a little bit more closely after this. So it's the split with the company, and then it's also royalty fees. So royalty is a 6% split from your gross commission income that goes to Keller Williams International. So not Largemont. All people in Keller Williams have to pay the 6% that goes to Keller Williams International, and that caps at 3,000. So you'll hit that cap way faster than the company cap. Then number 3 is commissions or splits paid to employees or independent contractors. So that would be if there's a referral on the deal, or if you have a transaction coordinator, for example. That's what number 3 is looking at. Number 4 is referral fees. So we're going to look at real quick. Let me pull up this right here. All right, can you guys see this? Yes. Okay. So this is a commission breakdown. This is what you'll see whenever you have a deal that's going into escrow that's going to close. So whenever that happens, escrow needs to know how to break apart the check, because they know that you don't just get the entirety of the check when you're with a real estate brokerage. So they need to know how it's broken down. So I create this for them that helps them out. There's a second page to this, but we're not going to get into that because it has personal information on it. So this is just a way that we can look at the breakdown. So right here, highlighting this is the gross commission income for this deal, 14,745. That's based off a 590,000 sales price over here. So that is the gross commission income. This deal has a referral right here for looks like 50%. Close to. So that gets taken out of the gross commission income. That goes to the referral agent right down here. This another agent at a different Keller Williams office would get that referral income. And then they would have to go through a similar breakdown to what we see here. So here we go. Here is the new gross commission income after the referral is taken out. It goes through the 70-30 split, associate split, royalty split, associates commission. So this is 70% of that 7,000 number. So this is 7370 times 70% will give you 5159. And you can see that reflected again over here with company commission, which is 30% of that 7370. Right here is associate royalty. That is the 6% that I was talking about. That then gets subtracted from the associate commission. So that's how you end up with net commission right here. And then you can see what your check is going to be, which is associate check. So that's different from net commission because it's subtracting deductions. So the deductions in this case is Raha. She's a transaction coordinator. So that's one of the expenses. That's a cost of sale because she was the one that handled the paperwork. It is also city tax. So we cover the city tax for all the agents by taking it out immediately and then just paying the city. So you as an individual will not have to pay any city taxes because it's already been taken care of. And then that also includes this $199 risk management fee, which, just as a reminder for you guys, is covers errors and omissions insurance. So if you have, if there's any sort of issue during the deal, anything with the paperwork that's going to cause some sort of legal issue, we have insurance that will handle that. And then that's also covering legal, which is our lawyer, Peter Haven, who is available for you at any time during the deal. So before, during, and after, you can reach out to Peter with any legal questions that you have, and he will be happy to help you. So that is the risk management one. And so this is just an example of what we're talking about when we're talking about cost of sales. So you can see that this would be the gross commission, this would be that 100%, and then this just accounts for 30%. So then this, it would be more looking at this because it's after the referral. But that would be, so that would be the 100%. And then this reduction here is the like the 30% essentially, just to kind of simplify things. Okay. Any questions on this before I go back to the presentation? Anybody? Okay. All right, back to this. Now here is a way that you can, this is just essentially going through what I just went through. This is just how you can calculate it if you wanted to work it out on paper. So the GCI would be that 7,000, and then you multiply it by 30% to find out how much the company takes. And then you multiply the GCI, your gross commission, by 6% to find this number. And then you just subtract both of those from your GCI to find out what your net commission is. Okay, so here is another nice page of just straight math for us to all look at. And this is how you can visualize what you're looking for. So right at the top there, that's the net profit goal. So that's your goal. That's how much you want to walk away with. You want to walk away with 100,000 in your wallet. So how you work backwards from there is you take that net profit and you divide it by 60%. And that is because we are estimating in this example that you're going to have to pay 40% to taxes. So that's why it's divided by 60%, because 166, 666 times 40% will give you close to that number. Then gross commission income is to then divide that, divide the gross profit goal, this 166 number, by 40%. And that is because that is that 30, 30, 40 breakdown that we were talking about before. So that is your income and cost of sales and expenses. So that's the idea there. So that's imagining that that you're spending 30% for cost of sales and 30% for expenses. So that's the example here. So then it's showing you how you would find out how many houses that would be. So that would be taking this number above and dividing it by the average commission income. So that would be how much you're anticipating getting on every deal. So this is, they're saying 56 houses because they're saying that they get an average $7.5 thousand commission. So that'll be dependent on the area you're working on and your usual sales volume that you work on. Anticipated cost of sale for this one, they're only including the company dollar and royalty. So that is the 30% and the 6% is that number. And then the operating expenses is to find the 30% from this number. So they're saying that in a year, you would be spending about this much. Now, if you're looking at this and you're seeing gross commission income of 416,000 and they're walking away with 100,000, you got to imagine that in this value is an assistant. Like they're not just spending $125,000 on marketing or on, you know, business cards and flyers and all that sort of stuff. They're probably paying for an entire assistant who is, you know, at least a portion of this, I would guess like 45,000 or something. And then those other expenses would be just miscellaneous things that you have to pay for throughout your year as a realtor. So we can, as I said before, if you have a specific profit goal, we can do this specifically for you, and we can look at the sales volume of where you plan on working, and really get this made specifically catered to you because in Los Angeles, your usual income, once you really get yourself established, is going to be substantially higher than 7.5 thousand. So it's a lot fewer houses than 56 in the Los Angeles area. Okay, so now we're looking at best practices. So we're just going to go through these one by one. So again, they're emphasizing, which is one thing that I think is very important here, the getting clarity on your big life hopes and dreams. So that again is the why. The why are you in real estate? Why are you pursuing this? What are your goals? What's the reasoning behind wanting, X number of dollars at the end of the year? Then number two, set your personal and business budgets. This is something that might be a little bit difficult to do right now if you're a newer agent, but will become easier as you proceed. So as you've got some more experience, you see like, okay, I usually need to spend this much on, gas for travel, or this much on, printing flyers, or this much for whatever it is, meals for clients, whatever it happens to be for you. That will come with time. But while that's happening, just really important to be actively tracking it, actively looking at your expenses, and just so that you have the knowledge of how much you're spending each year, so that you can build a better business plan for subsequent years, subsequent quarters even. You can work on a quarter-to-quarter basis by just tracking your expenses and really seeing, oh, here's where I could cut back. Here's where maybe I should spend more if I'm not getting like the return I was expecting. If you're doing like, Facebook ads or something and you're not seeing a big return, you can think, okay, maybe I need to invest a little bit more, see how that works. Or maybe I need to, reassess my marketing plan completely because I'm not seeing the return that I'm looking for. Number three, set up your business entity. So the idea behind this is that you would be separating your income from real estate from any sort of personal income that you receive if you have a second job or something. There's other reasons to set up a business entity, but that again is a question for a tax accountant. Number four, open additional bank accounts for taxes, expenses, and other savings. So that would go back to what we were talking about way up here of having a business bank account for your expenses and having a tax savings account for your taxes. On the right side, you can see that. All right, and then using the Millionaire Real Estate Chart of Accounts. So that again can be found in that book, Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. But the idea there is using that 30-30-40 model. The next one is purchase or download tax accounting software. This one's just like a quality of life improvement. If you don't have tax software, recommended that you get it. It's a great way to once you start using it and you learn how to use it and you're inputting like, oh, I cut this, I cut this check to a person, or I spent this much on this. If you're tracking all of it, you can just produce the reports and do, some of the math for you as well. Hire an accountant or a CPA. Again, just quality of life, make your life easier, just get a professional to do it. And that would also go into, that would be considered an operating expense should you pursue a professional to do your taxes. Set dates to calculate and pay your estimated taxes. Again, I would recommend at least quarterly, just so that you're on top of it. And then prepare for your future. So that is just other business sort of strategies that you should implement if you aren't already. So just making sure that, for insurance, we've got you covered with the E&O insurance, which again, in other brokerages, you have to pay every month. In our brokerage, you only have to pay when you complete a deal. So you're already covered. And it's just once you've completed a deal and you're getting a commission, that's when we take a portion that goes back to the errors and omissions insurance. I think that that pretty much does it for the class. So then this is just general business strategies after this. Okay. Any questions?
Do you know how much like the percentage, the federal tax and the state tax? Any idea?
Well, the best way to just think of it is just to take 40%. The exact numbers I don't know for state.
40% for both, right?
Right.
Okay.
That's the idea, at least for this example.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Anybody else? All right. Well, if you guys think of anything else, feel free to email me. You can reach me at mca@kwlargemont.com, or you can contact anyone at the office and they'll put you in touch with me. Like I said, I'm always happy to help you break some of these things down and make it more specific for your life in particular. And then as time moves on, if you have any questions about your commission breakdown or anything at all that has to do with the financials of your business, always feel free to reach out and talk to me. I'm always happy to help. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you all so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.